Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. I'm Dawn Pauley from D Pauley Designs and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Today I'm working with the Altenew Craft to Flower Narcissus layering die set. This set has Altenew's built-in keyhole system, which makes putting the flowers together a total cinch, and I can't wait to show you just how easy it is. Next up, I'll be using the Altenew Pocket Sentiments. Even though it's a small set, you get a great variety of sentiments, which makes it super versatile. You can purchase the coordinating dies to go with it as well. And I'll also be using the Spellbinders Essential Stylish Oval dies, so let's get started. I'm making a card that's slightly smaller than a 5x7 card, and I went ahead and die cut the largest oval from white cardstock. I also stamped out two sentiments because I wasn't quite sure what style of card I wanted to make yet. I used the coordinating dies to cut them out, and then I'll set those aside for later. Here is the back of the insert that comes with the floral die set. This is the key table, and it shows all the different symbols used to assemble the flowers. It includes step-by-step diagrams for each flower, which makes everything really easy to follow. There are 6 different flowers in this set, and each one has its own symbol. I went ahead and die cut all the flower petals from white cardstock because I plan to do some ink blending. I cut the flower centers from yellow cardstock, the stems and leaves from 2 different shades of green cardstock, and the smaller center details from 2 different shades of orange cardstock. Next, I matched up all my pieces using the keyhole table, pairing the white petals with the yellow centers. I'm quickly ink blending the yellow centers just to add a little bit of contrast using Pinkfresh Studio Marigold ink. Now, I did ink blend the center pieces that have the keyholes on them, but I realized those are actually just a guide to help you line up the center of the flower, so you don't need to ink blend those pieces at all. You only need to ink blend the solid center pieces, which is what I'm doing right now. Next, I'm quickly ink blending just the tips of the petals with the same Pinkfresh Studio Marigold ink. I'm being pretty heavy-handed on the tips because I really want them to stand out, and they will lighten up a bit as they dry. And to finish off the petals, I'm using whatever ink is left on my brush and very, very lightly bringing some of the color into the middle of the flower. I don't want to add much ink here at all, just a soft hint of the color. I added a little bit of Pinkfresh Studio Persimmons ink to the small centerpieces of the flower, the ones I die cut from the orange cardstock. And finally, I used Pinkfresh Studio Olive ink to add a little bit of color to the leaves. I'm not spending a lot of time on this since I think you get the idea. I just wanted to show you the color that I had used. Now that my ink blending is done, let's start assembling the flowers. There are only 2 pieces that need to be assembled for the leaves, and it shows you right here on the back of the packaging. I apologize that I'm a little off screen with the packaging. It makes it a bit harder to see what I'm talking about, but it's pretty straightforward. The next piece is the small leaf that gets added on top of the larger leaf to give it some dimension. Again, I'm a little off screen here, but those are the only 2 leaf pieces that need to be put together. Now let's start putting some of the petals together. I'm only going to assemble a few of them on screen since it's basically the same process for all of the flowers, and this will save a little bit of time. The first flower I'm working on is the one with the keyhole shape. These pieces are labeled number 1 and number 2. The diagram shows that number 1 goes on top of number 2. You'll want to line the 2 pieces up exactly so they match and sit right on top of each other. Then I'm going to use a small amount of liquid glue to adhere them together. You don't want to use too much glue here because only the center of the flowers line up. You don't want to glue all over the petals. Next, you'll find the matching centerpieces, the one with the keyhole and the solid centerpiece. For me, the centerpiece with the keyhole is just a guide. I place it on the flower to see the correct orientation, and then I remove it and adhere only the solid centerpiece. If you feel more comfortable gluing the centerpiece with the keyhole in place and then adding the solid piece on top, you can absolutely do that as well. It will just make the flower a little bit bulkier. I also found it easier to use a pickup tool when placing the centerpieces on the flower. For the next flower, I'm assembling the T-shaped one. I zoomed in a bit so you could see it better. Again, I'm adhering number 1 over number 2 and adding just a small amount of glue to the center so it doesn't spread onto the petals. And then I place the centerpiece with the T on it to see which direction it goes. Once I know the orientation, I remove that piece and adhere the solid center instead. That's it. I just hold everything together for a few seconds to make sure it adheres really well. I matched up and adhered all of the remaining centerpieces, like the stamens, to each flower using liquid glue. These pieces do not have keys, so you'll just refer to the diagram to see which centerpieces go with each flower. Now I'm going to adhere the flowers onto the stems. If you turn each flower over, you can still see all the symbols from the key table. This shows you exactly which flower goes with which stem, which is really helpful for positioning the flowers so they're facing in the correct direction. I found it easiest to hold everything in my hand while doing this. I simply look at the symbol on the back of each flower, match it to the symbol on the stem, and then adhere them together. It actually goes pretty quickly once you start matching them up. After all of my flowers were adhered to the stems, I started adding the leaves to the main stem. This part is totally open to interpretation. You could follow the picture and place the leaves exactly as shown, but there really isn't a right or wrong way to do it. I always say use your imagination and place them wherever you like. They don't have to match the picture perfectly. Once the flower was completely assembled, I adhered a piece of white craft foam to the back of the oval that I die cut from the white cardstock, and then I adhered the entire oval to my white card base. Next, I added glue to the back of the flower and I adhered it on top of the oval. To add a little interest to the background, I put some black ink onto my glass mat and I added a little bit of water and then tapped my brush over the card to create a splatter effect. I kept doing this until I had the amount of splatter that I liked. And I added some foam tape to the back of my sentiment and adhered it to the front of the card. To finish off the card, I added a few Spellbinders self-adhesive fashion oyster pearls to the front of the card using my craft knife. Once they were in place, I made sure to press them down to secure them. And that's going to complete my card for today. I hope you'll give the Altenew keyhole system a try and see just how easy it is to put these florals together. I think this card turned out absolutely stunning. I'd love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the ScrapbookPal channel and follow them on social media so you don't miss any of the amazing inspiration they share. Also, don't forget to check out their website for their latest new release. As always, thank you for spending a little crafting time with me, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.